Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of the UT4 Elim League Season 4, hosted by UTPugs. We have an absolute barn burner of a match today between Final Boss and Zoomers. Going to be a good one. We've got, I think this is technically a rematch because it was determined that the substitute that Dion got could have potentially had his normal team. So I believe they have to play this one again, forced to rematch it to see who actually is battling for first seed in the division that these two teams are both in. So we are going to get another matchup between these two teams, and I think they did new picks and bans, or maybe they're playing the same maps again, but we've got, pending at least loading up map number 1. Don't know what the next two maps are, but should not matter. Should be a good matchup. Hopefully it is a 2-1 great matchup all around. But this one, going to be excited. Everyone looking forward to this one. And Tron is subbing 59x. Oh, ooh, baby. This is going to be spicy. Kind of weirdly, I feel like 59 and Dion have very good chemistry, so we'll be interested to see if Tron can sub 59 in a way that is like good for Dion's particular team. Curious about the fit. Could be perfectly good. Don't know how much Tron and Dion have played together in the past, so we will find out. Regardless, both players very good, so looking forward to good things out of both of them. And we are just waiting for turns to get in the hub now, and this is almost about ready to get going. And I think they now just have Power as their permanent substitute. Now that Power's team is officially gone. So he gets Power getting some second life in this cup, after he's had some unfortunate results in his past couple cups in terms of like not getting drafted, not getting picked, something like that. And he is now going to get some extra life here, which probably works out quite nicely. I don't know what Dion is talking. He's adding he's talking like a Zoomer, I think, trying. He's adding some weird extra words in between his sentences. Ahs and ums and everything. It's type speech. Doesn't have to be that serious. I'm just saying. But we are stuck here waiting, still looking for turns to get into the hub. And just, you know, patiently sitting here. Warm-up mode is absolutely riveting. Does Dion actually have pneumonia? truly next level stuff if he's got pneumonia. Is he trying to recreate Jordan's flu game or something? I am expecting a close match here. I think we'll see if the chemistry difference between 59 and Tron plays a factor, and we'll see how Power versus any of the other players that Zoomers have had in that 4th position is going to play a factor. Although I do believe Power now is the permanent sub. Turns finally joining the server, and we are about to get right into this matchup between Final Boss and Zoomers. From the top, one more time. This is the UT4 Elim League Season 4, hosted by UTPugs, regular season matchup between Zoomers and Final Boss, 2 of the higher seeded teams in their division. Well, so far, in terms of record, fighting for the first seed positioning. And we have the ready. We are about to get into this matchup. Have fun's coming out, and we're going to be getting right into this one once this countdown hits the 0 number. And taking a little bit to start here, but we are here. 3, we got the 2, we got the 1, and we're going to get right into this matchup. Let's go. Following right on board, Fantasy, round 1. Definitely looking to see how he can adjust from the last time these two played each other, and Fantasy's team was taken down. Running into Dion. Dion landing the snipe. Fantasy not checking that. Was going to eat a combo if he did, and instead, Power coming up there, hitting the flax. Fantasy not able to hit Dion on that pixel shot there. And now seeing Amp at connector. Fantasy's aim right off, but a huge combo onto Amp. Amp goes down, and now it is Fantasy and turns against Dion and Tron. 2 left alive. Dion not getting the shot there, but Fantasy hitting the shot onto Dion, Tron. The names look similar. I was on the wrong one. But Fantasy is going to turns is going to go down, and Tron right into Fantasy, but Dion shoots him in the back. It gets round 1 on the board for Zoomers, and we go on board with Dion. Tron 415, 6.1. Dion, both doing a lot of work so far, and it looks like 59's absence, at least round 1, is not going to be missed. Now Dion holding this angle here. There's 3 people of Final Boss right in front of him, and he's going to miss the snipe. Misses the second one too. Hits the shock. And then sees Fantasy above him at the nest, or Tommy guns actually. I thought that was Fantasy, but the shot not landing on Tommy. And nice combo. Tommy goes down. It is once again Fantasy and turns 2v4. Let's go, or 2v3. And I'm on the wrong numbers. Dion taken down. Fantasy turns 2 HP. Dion jumps up, gets turns, and what a Dion aces him. We saw the first half of that, did not see the second half of that, and thank you for X-Ray comment. Forgot that I had not looked at it, and, well, we're on Dion to start this one, and runs right into Fantasy, but gets a headshot, takes some damage in return. But Dion now, having to kind of play a little bit passively, runs into Tommy guns, gets a shot, eats a huge combo, and now we'll go on board. Quad fighting Tron here. Tron getting the shock onto Quad, but Tron taking some return damage. Quad very low. Tron very low. Dion's already dead. Tron and Goat last 2 alive. And we'll go on board Tron here. Tron goes down, so it is now all on Amp. Amp 1v4. Tommy Gun's very healthy. Turns also fairly healthy. And big flak onto turns, but flaks himself. Second flak. And Goat goes down 2-1 to currently in favor of Zoomers. And we'll go on board. We'll try and give Tron full round start here. The substitute 459 can't hit the lift jump. Ping is a problem, looks like, and runs right into Fantasy, and Fantasy just gets on board and starts hitting the LGs, takes down Tron, and now it is going to be Fantasy's pushing here through Goat, but finds Power, gets the HPs, keeps him alive. Dion trying to take him down, but Fantasy does not survive a flak ball, however, as the flak ball comes through, absolutely eliminates Fantasy, and now turns 1v3, gets a shot, double sniped. He looked like he had enough health to survive a snipe. Maybe I just missed a shot, and down goes turns. And we'll go on board. Turns, give him the round start here. Loading up rockets. He's going to go aggressive right onto Dion. The rocket's not coming through. The flak does come through. Another flak, but link gun out. Dion is also fighting. He's a little bit low on the HP. Knows that there's somebody behind at Nest and is trying to look. And Quad just gets right in his face. Almost walks into Dion's primary, meant for a core. And it is now Fantasy and Quad against 2, and we're going to swap over. Well, we're going to swap over to Quad. Was going to swap over to Fantasy, but Quad also goes down, and a quick 4-1 as Dion and Tron making short work out of everybody right now. We'll go see what Amp is cooking up in the kitchen. The man who needed dinner gets a headshot. I didn't know that was on the menu for this round, but apparently it has been served. And grenades coming out, not hitting, and now he's just kind of running around. Can't believe Fantasy definitely hears them. Fantasy takes down Amp. Amp drops, and Fantasy is going to be behind Tron here. Tron dropping quickly, and now Dion last alive. Going to be tough for him to make something happen, and Fantasy gets the comm or something, and easily able to just take out the rest of Dion's HP. And we'll go on board. Haven't seen Tommy Guns around yet. He's going to push forward, go up to Nest here. Nope, going to drop down to Link and just shoot the shock primary, but missing everything and then flacking the wall. Core very shorted, gets a decent damage onto Amp, and then almost takes a flak ball to the face. And now it is Turns and Quad 2v3. Dion is still very healthy. Tron is very killable, though. And headshot onto Dion. Dion's health evaporates. Now pretty much everyone dies to a snipe except for Dion. Amp goes down. Turns 2v Tron missing. Turns missing Tron. Needed to get that. Now thinks that Dion might be. What, you know he was there. Just combo him. You didn't see him move. I don't know why that wasn't a combo. Doesn't matter. They end up taking down Turns, but that could have been disastrous. Quad getting a little bit of a cut on a teammate there and eating a little bit of damage, but gonna get behind Goat here, and combo coming out. Could have shot a core, but the snipe comes around, and Power chasing down with flak absolutely gives no cares for his own life, and the damage is just trying to come in, and Power last alive takes down Quad, but might be too little too late. Power running around, eats a rocket, eats a LG, and that is Power's life. 5-3 to Zoomers currently. And we're going to go on board. I don't think we've actually seen Power yet. So we're going to see if Power can get a round start, failing the dodge up there. And he's just away from the play. We're going to swap over to somebody else. And Fantasy now gets onto Power and not connecting anything. Gets some flak, moving around. And Fantasy taking care of Power. And now it is a 3v3. Dion and Tron, Fantasy and Turns both are all still alive, and Fantasy's just kind of coming behind, but takes care of Goat slash Amp slash whatever you want to be calling him. And here we go. Dion 1v3 hits a big combo onto Quad, but now his Fantasy and Turns going to be pushing into his face. And now Dion's got to be careful. Flat comes out, but the rockets come out. The LG follow up hits, and 5-4 now, and final boss making a bit of a comeback. We're going to go on board with Fantasy here as he drops down to basement. He's going to go up this lift. Nope. Fakes it. Fakes it twice. Maybe wasting some time there. Goes up to 50. Gets behind Tron, but misses the rockets. Tron hitting the snipe. Fantasy very low. Fantasy going down. And now Turns is the one in the... has to be the one in the driver's seat for final boss here. Tommy Gun's also last alive, but Turns very low. It's going to be tough. Tron's still very healthy. Tommy Gun's going down. Turns hits a huge combo, but it might not be enough. The minigun comes out. Dion knows that he's low, doesn't care, wants to make sure he wins this round. 6-4 now to Zoomers as they are making the magic happen. Tron, good damage, a little bit lower PPR, fewer kills than Dion, but definitely adding the support. This, I mean, very similar, you know, filling the 59x role pretty well here. Dion just so good at securing kills, and I mean, once again, just hits another nice snipe. Sees Tommy Guns here, going to be sitting, and Tommy Guns just walks right into Dion with great shock, or great LG, and now Turns last alive. 1v4. He's got everyone on him at pillar. He's going to get minigun down here. Dion just making sure that it happens. And Tron hits the snipe. Dion missing a lot of minigun there. High ping potentially not helping him out. But, I mean, we're going to stay on Dion. He's nearly 4 PPR, hitting the shots he needs to. And sees a couple people there. And Tommy Guns taking a lot of damage. Dion, nice piston to try and get out of there. But he is caught in a very, very difficult place. And now we go on board. Tron taking the lift back up on himself. And needs to try and get out of here and hit some shots and equalize this map, or round, but it goes sour on Tron very quickly, and Quad slow sensitivity perhaps as Fantasy's kind of almost getting worked here. Fantasy gets worked by Goat, but Quad just in time gets there and makes sure that they don't lose the round. That was almost a tragic performance. And we're going to go on board Fantasy, and Fantasy, I think, pausing for a second to react to the Dion trash talk, needing to readjust himself, or he's muted Dion potential, but Power trying to push Fantasy. I don't know, he's not getting any real damage done into Fantasy, and Fantasy's just trying to push him down. Good at primary, but now Fantasy is pushing down onto Goat, runs into Tron. Gets a nice rocket. Tron able to take out Quad behind Fantasy, but Fantasy's pushing around here. Takes out Amp at the pillar. Tron not able to connect on the combo. Connects on a couple of primaries, but is taking some damage. And Tron at the U-Haul, and Fantasy's able to clean him up. Dion takes care of somebody who was fighting across the map and makes it a 1 versus 2 against Fantasy in turns. Going to be tough. Dion has to hit some shots, get into a tough spot here. Wrapped around, doubles back onto Fantasy, sees turns, and Fantasy pulls the flak out, pushes aggressively, takes care of Dion, and 7-6. Zoomers were able to pull away, but it has quickly gone south for them as they have once again gotten back to a one-round advantage. And now Fantasy trying to push into Dion. Dion landing, I think, one snipe, landing a second snipe. If a third one hit, the minigun was going to come out, but Fantasy's able to at least return a shock primary and goes over and lands another snipe. And now Dion about to get, as second there, I thought Dion was about to get combo on the back with his Fantasy's teammate backing up. And now Fantasy playing his life a bit. And we're going to get on board. Dion is fighting, has a bunch of people around him and ends up going down. And now Fantasy drops to Tron. And now Tron drops. Power last alive. Going to be hard for Power to bring this one back. A lot of very healthy people on the final boss side. Able to get a nice snipe onto turns, but not able to follow it up with the flak effectively. And we have a tie game, best of 5 for the map number 1 victory. Can Dion bring it back for his team? He needs to find something and sees Fantasy, trades a snipe with Fantasy, but then takes some combo damage from somebody else. And Dion here just trying to make something happen, but he's going to find Fantasy. It gets the better of Fantasy there. Fantasy unable to hit the shots, and now turns. It drops to Dion as well. And what a jump boot from Dion, able to avoid anything Quad could throw out. We'll go on board with Quad here as looks like Quad got Tron, and they are healthier. So actually, we're going to swap back to Dion. Needs to hit some shots, but goes down. Quad. What a round out of Quad. Probably securing this up for final boss this time, as Power 3 HP. Not looking like he's going to be able to make this happen. And the damage is going to come out eventually. Power going down 8-7. And what a round. Quad getting the ace. What a round from him when final boss needed it most. And Quad delivering. Fantasy now playing this very passively. They have to. You saw the shots. How does no one know that Fantasy's there? The shots came out. Got to be looking for somebody. And already Dion and Tron in a 2 versus 3. Make that a Tron able to get a kill. Dion finding that he's having to run away. Fantasy playing his life a bit. Runs right into Tron, and Tron in a bad spot. Fantasy gets the better of Tron. Dion last alive. Dion going down, and now 9-7. Zoomers losing 4 or 5 rounds in a row here, and I mean, this is it. Dion, you got to step up, get that 4.5 PPR or something, because you are about to lose this one if you are unable to get 3 rounds in a row. And Fantasy right in front of Dion gets a little bit of flack, gets the snipe, gets 2 snipes, and could maybe take care of Fantasy here. Is a little low. Dion going down, though, and now it is all on Tron. And Tron hitting her turns twice, but Power, 3 HP, needs to hit a couple of shots here. This is doable. Oh, Power almost walks right into that rocket. He saw the jump boot. He knows that Turns is there. He's not going to know that Turns is lower. Now he does. Now he does. Power versus Turns, 1v1. Can Power get the better of Turns here? He knows that he's walking over. Turns gets it, takes map number 1 for Final Boss. That is a 10-7 victory. And already, Final Boss is, getting the better of Zoomers in this rematch and proving that the 3-0 was indeed all due to Headcase, as Zoomers just didn't have quite enough. I mean, if Headcase was here and did that 2,000, 2,200 damage, something like that, instead of Power's 1,600, the big difference here. That could have been the difference in the match. But instead, it goes Final Boss's way. Map number 1 directly to Final Boss. And it wasn't dominating fashion. They were down for the vast majority of... I just realized I didn't fix the score bug. But does not matter. 1-0, Final Boss. Yeah, looks like Headcase was probably the difference. I mean, that's just... And it's just a little bit of damage. It's not even necessarily kills. It's just that extra little bit that gets them low enough for Dion and company to finish. It's all that matters. Big difference. And... I mean, Dion still played pretty much up to his potential, maybe a little bit behind, but I mean, that definitely had an effect too. Won't deny it. But I mean, Power was definitively worse than Headcase was in matchup number 1, which was similarly close. I'm not taking anything away from Dion having pneumonia. That definitely is going to play a part, but yeah, at least he was still able to kind of somewhat put up his numbers. A little bit behind, but Power just did a lot worse. And we are getting into map number 2 here. We're going to go right on board with Fantasy. Starting off, he was the MVP for Final Boss, map number 1. Can he continue that on Quest? Going to be hard. Does hit the Pixel Snipe onto Tron to start with, and is now takes some damage, I think, from Tron back on a reroute, and is now Tron and Dion in a 2 versus 3. Dion running right into Fantasy in a area that it was hard for him to escape from, and Tron able to get at least 1 counter kill. This is winnable. Tron just needs to hit a couple of shots here, and it's doable. Both players currently peeking him from the same angle, but Tron able to kind of wiggle his way out of there. Definitely hears Fantasy above him. Fantasy is barely healthy enough. Got that health pack, was able to survive that snipe, and now Tron moving. Turns hears him. Tron hears Turns, and he manages to get right up in between. He's going to have Fantasy right behind him. Fantasy headshots Tron, and round number 1 going the way of Final Boss. Tron, great effort there. Fantasy able to get that HP pack. Otherwise, he would have been dead. Shows the importance of making sure the HP packs go to the right players in an end-of-round situation. And Tron getting a hit a little bit, does land a snipe. And can he continue? Sees Fantasy, nice snipe onto Fantasy. Big target to get some damage on. And gets, I think, double sniped right there. That's unfortunate. Dion getting a couple people there, landing a snipe onto Turns, and not able to follow up the second one, but now it is Turns in a 1 versus 2. 10 HP, got tagged again, and Dion able to take care of Turns. And round number 2, Zoomers able to equal it up. And let's see Dion. Got a little bit of him in the previous round, but now he's a little passive to start this one. I think it's good for his team. Allows him to stay a little bit more alive against a very aggressive team that's going to look to push him whenever they can. And getting behind Quad here, and Tommy Guns, Dion not quite connecting the shock primaries, has someone above him, and Quad not able to land any damage onto Dion either. And Dion getting a Fantasy getting right into Dion's face, and Dion able to land a nice flak ball. Needs to back up. He's got 3 on him. Lands another nice flak ball, and he is trying his best to survive here. Goes down finally to Turns, and that is a 2-1. Final boss able to take a couple of close rounds. These have been very competitive, and Turns is going to rush into 2 people here and take a lot of damage. Dion crouching around the corner, able to get a lot onto Turns, and Turns is still going to push here, but the rockets coming out, not hitting. The flak onto Goat. Goat kills himself on with rockets. Power, though, getting the better of Turns, and now Dion has one behind him and is just trying to stay alive. Has Quad and Tommy Guns in his face. Snipes, but goes down to Fantasy, and now Power last alive, and Dion kind of having 3 on him, and Power not able to get Fantasy in the back, and Fantasy miniguns down Power, and 3-1. Final boss taking the early lead on to the Zoomers here. And I'm trying to get onto Turns here, and as he takes a snipe from Amp, not exactly what you want to be doing. Didn't look like he traded. Getting sniped and flak by Tron. What a flak from Tron. Now Fantasy has gets huge combo from Power, I think. Somebody hit Fantasy, huge combo, and he is very low, 3 HP, but Fantasy still alive, able to get damage out, but goes down to Dion. Tommy Guns last alive, takes a big chunk out of Amp, but is 19 HP himself, very low, and is trying to avoid anything here, and unable to land the shots, but neither are Zoomers. Finally, Amp goes down, but Dion hits the nice jump snipe, takes out Tommy Guns, gets a round back on the board for Zoomers. And let's go on board with Amp, who we haven't really seen much yet, and he is going to be holding this. I think he's about to get flanked. Yeah, flank does come in. Fantasy was behind. Combo a little bit too long. Tommy Guns gets the better of Amp there, and big flak. Amp taking a lot of damage, but Zoomers has absolutely come back into this round, getting the flank onto final boss, and unfortunately we're just on the wrong person. That's my mistake, but Zoomers able to absolutely just dive in and crush final boss from behind, and we'll go on board now. Tommy Guns, give him some time here. He's going to rotate behind his team. Dion, that snipe was so close to being perfect, just doesn't quite connect. Long range rocket, nothing doing with that, and Dion's gonna what a combo out of Tron, protecting Dion a little bit, but now Tron is in a 1v3, but able to do, and Turns now last alive against 2. Action is happening fast here. Power is much healthier than Turns, but Turns is definitely, the higher rated player, and miniguns coming out, and Turns just correct play from Power, gets the minigun, takes down Turns. 4-3, Zoomers taking the lead on Quest, and we're going to go on board with Quad. Haven't seen him yet. Currently second, actually, for final boss, doing the work that they need him to put in, and almost eats a flak ball from Power, but able to survive, but getting shot from somewhere else, and Power gets the better of Quad there, and Fantasy now is fighting Amp, and Tron goes down to them, and that means Turns is headshots Power, but has Tron right on him with low HP, and they know where Turns are. They're on top of him. Flak comes out. Flak hit Turns, but the snipe from Tron is what did in Turns, and now Dion starting off. Great pixel shot from Dion. And man, Fantasy and Dion both missing each other there. Dion, this is a chaotic match. Dion's getting quad, snipe onto quad, and he's looking for Fantasy, but Fantasy has rotated at this point. But Dion, doesn't matter. He finds Fantasy. He hits Fantasy, 2 snipes, and Fantasy goes down. Turns in the turns and Tommy Guns in 2v4. Make that a 1v3 for Tommy Guns. He needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat here as he's got 3 people. Everyone looking at him. He goes down, and down goes Final Boss. Another round. I think they've now lost 5 straight as Dion, fantastic round out of him. We're going to look back. Can Dion keep it going? Fantasy takes a huge flak out of somebody, able to trade some damage back onto Dion, and Dion just trying to get out of there and runs straight into Quad. Quad taking down Dion. Tron last alive and takes down Quad, has Turns right in his face and trying to get out of there. Fantasy, 20 HP, gets Fantasy. This is now a 1v1, very winnable. Tron just crouching and hits the nice snipe onto Turns. Turns hitting the snipe, returned onto Tron, and now he's just going to crouch and listen. And this is the cat and mouse game that we were hoping, and Turns almost could have, I think, shot Tron there. Just, I don't know if he missed him or just couldn't see him, something. But Tron trying to get this HP. Turns does die to a snipe, but Turns gets him around the corner and sees Tron before Tron can see him. And finally, Final Boss is able to get a round on the board. And we'll go on board with Turns currently leading the way for Final Boss. And they needed every bit of Turns' ability right here as he's shooting the spam rockets up to top red and haven't been pushed yet. So nothing going to land, but could have worked out. Nice snipe onto Tron. Tron's in a bad spot. Is going to drop there. And Turns now has power pushing him, but just getting the flax out, getting the damage done. Turns in a weaker position, but is able to just make it work. And the combo not quite going to connect from Dion, but does land some hit scan. Dion jumping out of there, but now he's got Tommy Guns behind him, and Fantasy and Turns are both left alive. Dion and Amp against Fantasy. Turns, and Dion landing the snipe, but a rocket hitting Amp. The spam rocket connecting Dion, Fantasy dropping and all of that, and Dion versus Turns, and both of them survive a snipe, but Turns is definitely at the disadvantage. Dion is watching that health pack. He knows Turns wants it, and just damage coming out. Dion patiently waiting for the Dion with the core, expecting Turns to come around the corner, takes down Turns, and absolutely great performance out of Dion there, making sure that his team won that round and regaining the 3-map lead. I believe this is the same scoreline we had on Pending before Final Boss made a huge comeback. So can Zoomers, I keep forgetting their team name, make it through here? Gonna be tough, but Dion shooting a wall there. Maybe a little bit angry, maybe didn't quite have his aim. Recalibrates though, and Turns last alive, goes down to Amp, and Zoomers looking like this map is all them right now as they're up 8-4, and they are definitely going on a rampage here. We're going to go back on board. Dion, great movement, gives himself a potential chance at a nice little peek shot, and gets a good combo out onto somebody. I think that was Quad. No, it's Fantasy. Fantasy eating some damage, but returns the damage right to Dion, and not Dion unable to connect on the snipe. And I think he heard the jump pad behind him, but kept moving forward and unable to land the shots onto Fantasy. And just, he knows Fantasy's low red and just does not want to run into him directly. And Fantasy still there, goes up the lift, shoots a rocket over to where Dion is, but Fantasy jumps right into Tron, and Tron and Amp take down Fantasy. And Dion just absolutely peppering the Quad. What a flak! Quad able to take down Dion there, makes it a tough matchup. Well, now makes it a 1v2. Tron now, what looked like was going to be a round advantage for Zoomers, quickly turned into a round disadvantage for Zoomers. And we'll go on board Tron, see what he's cooking up. Nice snipe onto Fantasy, opening damage onto one of the two carries for Final Boss is always going to be good. And nice snipe onto Turns. Snipe onto Tommy Guns as well. Trying to hit Fantasy again. Fantasy's taking a lot of damage early on here. Already down to 80 HP. And Tron just peppering in these snipes. Getting great shots. Fantasy a little low. Tron doesn't want to quite push him yet. Knows that he's pretty hurt though. And Fantasy finally does go down. It is Turns and Tommy Guns in a 2 versus 3. Going to be hard to win. Dion still fully stacked. Just the miniguns out. And Tommy Guns now has Amp right on him. And going to be hard. Yeah, Dion comes in, clocks him, takes him down. Nice flak. Dion, 3.5, 16, and 6. Doing the work this map. In Fantasy, a little bit of a weaker performance than Pending. Definitely needs to step it up if his team's going to have a chance at this one, as it looks like Zoomers have become a fully operational battle station on Quest. And Dion is... the combo just not quite there. Doesn't connect. Hits a nice flak ball. Hits a nice snipe. Fantasy taken very low. But Dion is also in a world of hurt. Needs to try and survive. And Tron does drop to Turns and combo from the side. Dion nowhere to go. Ends up going down, and 9-6 Zoomers on map point, but they need to secure this last round here. Can Dion do it? Fantasy lands the peak snipe. Dion gets the worst end of that trade, and now Dion is looking for anything small, and he's going to take some from Tommy Guns in the connector, and Fantasy decides not to combo. Gets the nice flak from Dion. Flak from Fantasy missing, and Dion has currently got Fantasy able to get behind Dion. And we're going to go on board. Fantasy, nice snipe onto Tron. Fantasy's finally picking it up. Must have heard the commentary as he gets right in. Well, goes down to Amp. So Tron was low, was getting pushed, and able to weasel his way out of there. And they're able to take down the pusher. But now it is Quad and Tommy Guns against Tron. And the minigun is out. They know he's hurt. So they're just trying to put whatever damage they can in on him. And snipe onto Tommy Guns. One more could take Tommy Guns down. He just has to find it before he gets minigunned. And the minigun comes out. The minigun takes down Tron, and that is a 9-7. And Zoomers still struggling at this match point, or map point. And we're going to go. Turns is currently leading. Lands the snipe onto Goat. And Powers got Fantasy in his sights. And Fantasy is very low, trading too much with Power. This could be bad if Fantasy goes down early, but the rockets come out. Tron is in a bad spot here, able to get out of there, and Amp goes down. Just Dion. Dion in a 1 versus 3. Tommy Gun's very healthy. Dion needs to make something happen and takes a snipe, I think, early. Gets Quad in his face, not able to connect on that snipe. The combo doesn't hit. The snipe does hit. And another snipe in. Dion is trying to make this an absolute barn burner here. He's got Turns in his sight. Needs to hit Turns with something. The snipe comes through. Turns does connect. Dion, 30 HP. Needs to try and land a shot. He can't land the shot. Tommy Guns takes down Dion. And 9-8. Zoomers been on map point for a few rounds now and have been unable to secure it. Can Dion clutch up here? He was so close to doing it in that last round. Can he make it happen? They're just not able to find the opening peaks, it looks like. And Dion so far is kind of looking the wrong way. Power is low-ish. No one has been hurt yet. Fantasy takes some damage there. Gets a good flak onto Dion, though. And now Dion just trying to stay alive. Fantasy drops down into a couple of people low red. And Dion not smartly, I think, not getting directly involved as Fantasy comes up the lift right into Dion's face. Minigun come out. Dion goes down to Turns, and down goes Amp as well, and Tommy Guns drops, and it is now 9-9, and we're going to go on board Turns, final round, and Tron has actually overtaken Dion. Pneumonia definitely affecting Dion this round. He has not quite gotten what he normally would, and Turns hitting a couple snipes to start off this 9-9. And Fantasy's got like 3 of Zoomers around him, but it's just not going the way. And Tommy Guns and Power being traded. Tron trying to land some damage onto Turns. Turns is somewhat hurt and does get 15 HP. Tron could take him down here. Dion 80 HP. And Dion takes care of turns, and now it is Fantasy 1v2. Needs to clutch it up. He does survive a snipe, but he's going to run in, hits a snipe onto Tron. That was a big shot, needed it, but the shock coming in, and Dion runs right into Fantasy. Dion does not miss that shot, and Dion wins map 2 for Zoomers, and they take the 10-9 map 2 victory, sending us to map number 3. Decisive matchup between these two. Are they going to keep playing Remedy? I think that was the tiebreaker from their match number 1. Is it going to be the tiebreaker for match number 2? And I mean, great performances out of Dion and Tron. Tron definitely actually very, very solid. 5k damage, exactly what Zoomers needed. Dion definitely showing the hampering more on this map than he did last map, as usually we'd expect him to be around 4 PPR. He was only at 3.4 this time. So definitely a little bit more subpar for Dion on that map, but he was good when it mattered in the tie in the 9-9 round. Dion able to land the shots, land the damage, and send Zoomers to a map number 3. Oh, Dion was the host. So far, I mean, it's definitely seemed Zoomers does have the edge. They've definitely been able to take somewhat decent leads in both map 1 and 2. They just, second half of the maps, they start kind of collapsing a little bit. Been unfortunate for them. They've just able to at least stop the bleeding on quest, win the map, and send us to this map 3 on campgrounds. Guess they decided to not play Remedy instead. They're going to play Campgrounds, and it is going to be... and let's go right on board. Dion, round number 1. Once we get in here, map number 3. This will be a decider, as these teams are split 1-1 currently on maps, and this is going to be for all the marbles. Can Zoomers secure the rematch match win and prove that win number 1 was no fluke, and that Dion and, well, 59, or Tron in this instance, are really just that good? And already, things are not going well. I should say they weren't going well, but they were able to equalize 3 men apiece, but Dion knocks down Tommy Guns, and Fantasy and Turns are both somewhat low. Dion still fully healthy, but eats a huge combo, does not know where he's getting shot from, and it's Turns from behind him, and what was looking like a great spot for Zoomers turns into a nightmare. Dion gets comboed from below by Turns, just no idea he was there, and goes from full HP to 5 HP in the blink of an eye. And now we're going to go on board Fantasy. Fantasy shooting a combo, eating a combo. Dion able to get the nice angle on him, the one Fantasy wasn't looking for, and now Power is going to get pushed by Fantasy and Turns here. There are 2 people there. That does give Fantasy and Turns some pause, but now Amp loading up Tri-Rockets, taking Fantasy to 12 HP. They just need to minigun him down, but doesn't look like they are aware he's that low. And Rockets do come out. Splash damage does take down Fantasy, and now Quad eats a huge combo, and Quad is low. And we are waiting for, I mean, basically the end of this round. He's got 2 HP, and there are a bunch of very full HP people around him. And Quad goes down 1-1, basically tied up. And we go on board with turns. And turns taking a snipe or a shock primary early. Somebody looking for the jump ups from pillar there and able to connect. But turns does trade a snipe back onto Amp, and Fantasy getting pushed from the side here. Looks like Dion was aware that flank might have been happening and is now looking, but Dion's getting flanked from turn, and the cores from turns able to take down Dion, and now Tron has turns in his face, but turns unable to connect the flak, and Tron's flak comes out, and we're going to go. Tron has Tommy guns right in front of him, and can Tron take down I mean, it's Tron power. I really feel like Tron gets the better of turns, and now it is Tron versus Tommy guns, and that was just the smallest pixel off. Tommy guns does take down power, but now Tommy guns, he's going to protect this HP. Tron knows he's shooting at it. Tron gets the HP, can survive a snipe now. That is crucial. Wants to avoid being close to Tommy guns here. Wants to beat him in the hit scan contest. I would definitely favor Tron in that scenario. Tron's hit scan absolutely deadly, and Tommy gun's not known for it, and Tron's just checking both angles. He's just looking for even the slightest bit of a peek. And now Tron goes up, gonna give up the candy. Sees that Tommy guns takes it, and the bait was probably secure, as Tommy guns walks right past Tron's crosshair. Not exactly where you want to be. Tron takes down Tommy, and we go on board with Tron as he clutches up for Zoomers in round number 3. Or round number 3. And we go in round number 4 here, and Tron just not... He connected a couple snipes, missing a couple snipes, connects that one, and yeah, quad dodges. He dies. Well, takes a lot of damage. And a huge combo. Turns, gets evaporated, and Tron and whoever else was on his team just combined to take turns completely out of the picture. Tommy guns walks right into Tron, baiting the candy, and 3-1 Zoomers taking an early lead. Absolutely enormous kill onto turns early in that round. And Tron gonna go up to rockets here, and him and Amp doing some work. Tommy guns jumping into the core, not getting comboed. Fantasy fighting down low, and man, hitting the wrong button. Wanted to see that fight, but Fantasy and Quad as they take down Quad, and Fantasy 1v3's got to make something happen here. And combo onto Amp. Dion jumping up, not quite making it, getting a flak out, jumping up now, but Fantasy landing the snipe, but he's got Tron in his face. Tron lands some shots, and Tron gets sniped by Fantasy. Tron, very weak, goes down. Dion looking for Fantasy, hits the nice flak, and Dion, was that camper damage? Minigun comes out. Fantasy needs to get something in, but Fantasy's unable to do it. Dion's minigun is true. Dion taken down. Fantasy, and 4-1. We're going to go on board turns. Currently, just this map is coming down to Dion, and Tron have just been immense so far, and Final Boss has not had the answer from Tron, or from Fantasy and turns. All these T names getting stuck in my head as turns is going to peek out, finds Dion, gets 110. Dion goes down. Now Tron is being surrounded. Amp is onto turns and missing everything. Tron 1v4 gets one shot out, but it's going to be tough. There are some very healthy members of Final Boss still running around. They take him down 4-2. This matchup is still anybody's game. We're going to give let's give Amp a round here. The kind of third fiddle for Zoomers has been playing pretty well. Almost eats a combo. Turns, doesn't quite blow it up, or blows it up behind his head, but Amp able to take some damage out of Tommy guns there, and it is already a 3 quad going down, making it a 3 versus 4. And turns is getting in. Tron and Fantasy meet at the shock stairs. Tron getting the better of Fantasy, and now it is turns and Tommy guns against 2, or against 3, I should say. And turns going down. Tommy guns following him quickly after. Dion, great round it looks like. Just got the kills right at the end there. We'll go on board, although Tron is leading the way. Dion taking an early damage, and turns. Dion able to land the snipe onto turns. We're going to stick with this fight for a while. Turns versus Dion, and Turns getting jumped on by Amp. What a nice bit of teamwork out of Zoomers. And Dion picking up that health pack and immediately eating a lot, trying to survive here. Has 2 people in his face, goes down. And now Amp has Fantasy and Tommy Guns right in front of him. Fantasy backs off. Tommy Guns goes down. It is now all on Fantasy to try and win this round for his team. It takes down Goat, and it is Tron in the 1 versus 1. Fantasy versus Tron. And Fantasy's going to be moving around. They both know where each other is. Jump boot up. Shock primary lens. Fantasy rockets the wall. Tron hits the snipe. The rocket on the wall was crucial. Fantasy taking that extra damage, put him below the snipe threshold. And Tron getting another clutch. 6-2. Zoomers taking this one. And Tron hitting 2 nice snipes to start this round. And we're going to stick on board. Tron looks like he is the one hitting right now. And we're going to go with him for this one. As I mean, he is just 3 snipes in a row. Finally misses one, but puts the hurt onto his multiple members of Final Boss. Fantasy finally getting knocked off the bridge, and Quad behind Tron, but Tron able to land a nice combo. Quad goes down, and now it is all on Turns and Tommy Guns to try and win this one, but Turns taking a lot of damage, takes down Amp. Nice combo coming out, and Tommy Guns and Turns are both low, and Tron's going to come up from the side here, and again, Turns taking care of power, making this a bit more of a tricky 2 versus 2, but Dion is still incredibly healthy, takes down Turns, and now it is all on Tommy Guns, and I think Tommy Guns has no idea where they are, and Dion's just going to jump up. Shock primary comes out, 7-2. Dion is, I mean, he's doing the work that he needs to do. Definitely a little bit hampered by hospital stay and pneumonia, but he is still getting the kills, showing that he has absolutely no lack of clutch gene. And Fantasy, or Tron, I should say, finding a couple of different people here and doing some good work. Gets anti-comboed by Quad. Unfortunate. High ping just definitely hurt Tron there, as that combo looked nowhere close to him, but probably right in front of Quad. Or it could have been primary pass there. Didn't see how low Tron actually was. But Turns jumping up, taking care of Amp. 7-3. Final Boss needs to start making this comeback right now if they want to try and take this. But it has been kind of the Tron show so far. 4.2 PPR, absolutely. Just sitting back, getting the damage in, and not been a good one for Fantasy's going to come across here and just hit a huge combo onto Tron, and Tron needs to watch out. Fantasy is still there, 45 onto Tron, or 45 onto Fantasy, I should say. And Fantasy getting double sniped by Dion and Tron, goes down. Quad and Turns, last 2 alive. 2 versus 4, now 1 versus 4. As that round exploded quickly, lots of action, and now Turns getting comboed into the wall, and unfortunately had nowhere to move, nowhere to go, and goes down 8-3. Looking absolutely like Zoomers is about to finally put the finishing touches on this. Tron has just been hitting the hit scan. I mean, I would not want to trade with Tron in that fight there. Tommy Guns decides to back out of it, and Turns jumps up, and being mid-air against a guy with a hit scan as good as Tron's is not where you want to be. And Tron, great flank here, gets Tommy Guns and Fantasy. Turns last alive. Can Tron land this last shot? Doesn't matter. Power's right behind Turns, takes him down, and we'll stick on board. Tron 4.2 PPR, 3,800 damage. I mean, I do wish that it was 59 just so there could be no asterisks placed on this match, but I mean, can't really be mad. Dion's definitely under the weather, so Tron playing very well. When 59X is completely also capable of playing this well. Like, that is... Tron just happened to be hot, and Quad needs to try and win this to save his team, but Dion goes down, and Power versus Quad. It is 14 versus 30 HP. I was going to say Dion's not going to let this go another round, but Dion gets flacked, and Quad with the LG, winning the round, gets the Dark Horse, and absolutely what is necessary for Final Boss. As That is what was needed for them to stick in this match. And the snipe landing onto Tron. Fantasy feeling the wrath of the shock primary from Tron. 90 damage. And wow, Tron, uncharacteristic miss there onto Quad, but takes him down. And now Fantasy is going to go down here. Yeah, Tron takes care of him, and now Turns one versus a bunch. And we're going to go on board. Turns takes care of Goat. Has a bunch in his face, but Turns goes down, gets flacked, and that is a 10-4 victory to Zoomers. The map number 3, they did not collapse after taking the lead, and they pushed through, winning this matchup 2-1 against Final Boss. Zoomers, absolutely great performances out of them. Amp had a fantastic performance on Campgrounds, really showing his mettle there. Dion definitely under the weather, fell off a little bit as the maps went on. Hopefully he is all right to play. They've got 3 maps today. Going to be tough for them to get through, but Dion able to push through and help carry his team. Tron doing the work that was needed. Immense performance on Campgrounds, and all that needs to be said, rematch goes 2-1 to Zoomers, proving that match number 1 was no fluke, head case or not. They definitely pushed through to the end and took the rounds. And we've got another match coming up in just another few minutes here, so stay tuned. Going to stop the stream for now. We'll restart in the next match, and until next time, UT4 Elim League Season 4 hosted by UTPugs. Catch you all in the next one.